So hello everyone. Today I will just be going with the chart in which I will be explaining if the stock or the index is at its peak, that is, it has not reached that level in the past history. How can we analyze the support and resistance for the same? As we analyze the support and resistance on the basis of the past history, as we don't have the past history, how can we analyze it? So I think so. NFS, it's around at its peak. It has never gone to this level. So suppose I was at this level, okay? I'm supposing the level of 997 or around where it is. So now I can't go for any support, any resistance. So first I will just be going with, we will go to this indicators and we type RSI, that is Relative Strength Index. So the down one part, this chart is our RSI chart, that is Relative Strength Index, and this is analyzed by the past history, volume, and prices. So in this, first we can analyze that there are two lines, one is at 70 and the other is at 30. And when the level goes above 70, we can say that the stock is at its over bought phase, and when the stock goes below 30, we can say that the stock it is at its over sold phase. So in this, whenever the stock goes above 70, we have to be clear. And if the stock goes above 80, then I would say 85 to 80 above is a red zone for me. It's really scary. So it just means there is 15% more chance, and the stock reaching 100% is very rare. So just be aware of that thing. So I just be aware after this point. After 23rd June, I would be aware about how the stock will perform. Now, if you see on 26th June, it peaked at 91%. So after the next day, it started to fall down. So I will just be aware whenever the stock goes above 85, I will just be aware, and I will just be partially selling my stocks. I won't be selling all at once. I will be selling at partially. So my selling price will also be averaged out. I will be losing less money, and I will gain the best profit I could with the minimum risk. Okay, so that is one thing. This is one strategy I would like to recommend. The other you can use is MACD as well. You can see in this, when the blue line crosses level 100, over here it was 89 on 25th June, and in 26th it crossed the blue line. If you can see on the left side, we have here blue line data. So if you just I go on 27th June, no, yeah, on 26th June to be more precise, it crossed the level 100. Before it, on 25th June, it was 89. The next day, it crossed the level 100. If the MACD blue line crosses level 100, you have to be super alert about that. It also shows the stock is being overvalued or overpurchased, to be more precise. So that is one thing that everyone should be aware how the stock is going during that phase, if it overpurchased or oversold. So just be aware about those things. That's all. So that's it. How the stock performs. How we as a analyst or technical analyst can check if the stock is overvalued, overpurchased, or oversold by using RSI, MACD. Uh, Also, we can analyze one more thing. If the stock is at its peak, how can we analyze it? So recently, I just tried a strategy which really worked for me. In my last trade, I took AHPC. Let's go to the stock AHPC. I bought AHPC around 155, and I'm really glad it went to 200. And now, after 200, I've been partially selling up and down in average prices, and I've averaged out. and I got around 20 to 30% return in this stock itself, and I'm really glad about that. And if you see one more thing, why I sold partially, many people will be arguing that it can go more above, but no. As I can see around this point, or let's say around this point, so around 220 to 235 or 230, I can see a strong resistance, and I expect a bit correction during that day. So I just wanted to maximize my profit, so I started to sell over here a bit. And also I can see one more thing, I can get a resistance over here. So after gaining 20 to 30%, I thought of switching to other hydropower stock, as hydropower is the industry or the sector in which there is going a huge boom, or let's say it's in high demand. So I thought of switching into the stocks which haven't grown that much, and I can gain more profit compared to the stock AHPC, as the stock is already at 206, and if the stock goes to 224 or 229, I may gain extra 10 to 15%. But if I can go to this MHCL stock, I can see the stock hasn't been growing. It's after 390, it has gone up by only 10%. If you compare it to other hydropower stocks, which has gone up by 20 to 30%, I still have a room for a strong resistance over here on the point 270 and 330 631. So even if I take the point 571, and if I bought the stock around 430, which I did after partially selling from AHPC, I switched to MHCL, and I expect it to grow to 571, and it might grow in a high pace in the upcoming days if the market is positive. So as I have explained it, all the processes you can shift from one stock to other stock. If you have gained to 20 to 30% in a stock, there is a high chance of that there might come a correction. So one can shift into another stock as well after seeing the chance. And also you can see one thing in AHPC. If I go indicator, I use the RSI indicator, which I have explained it. After the point, it is around 85, 83. The RSI is also going down, and it can go up again. I am not saying that, but after crossing the 75 line, I become really careful, and I start to partially selling it. And now, as the it reached 85, I was sure that I should be partially selling it. And after that, I partially sold and got out from AHPC. I went to MHCL now, which has not even crossed the 70 mark. So there is a high chance of gaining profit. So yeah, that's it. That's the trick you can use to maximize your gain in terms of percentage from a stock, by just switching from a stock to another stock which isn't which hasn't grown that much compared to other stock in the same sector. Like if you compare it to hydropower, any sector you name it, or you just open the chart, it has grown massively, 20 to 30% gain in every stock. But this stock has only gone up by 5 to 10%, and there's still room for 25 to 30%. And why not go for it rather than the stock which have 10 to 15% more gain? So that extra 10 to 15% is where you come into the upper bracket of gainers, of traders. So that's it, I think. And from now on, I'll keep my videos as short as possible, because when I went to the past history, as the video time was increasing, my views started to decrease. So I will keep it between 15 to 19 minutes. And also I will be saying one thing, that I will be making 3 videos in a week. That will be Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. These 3 days will be the most precise and most accurate time for me as well. And I don't aim on making videos every day. So these 3 days, it's according to NIPSE, like Sunday the market opens and Thursday it closes. So while trading days, I have 2 days, and after trading, after Thursday, the trading days closes in a week. So on Friday, I can go on with a good class in which I will be explaining the concept one can go for. Also, there was a news that monetary policy will be delayed and it might be coming till Sunday, as the governor also wants to review the monetary policy that was offered by our Rashtra Bank. So yeah, that's it. I've explained my future plans, the the maximum profit you can gain from a trade by switching it, and if the stock or script is at its peak, you can draw support and resistance because there is no past history. So how can you use RSI and MACD to make a decision? So yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thank you, and please do comment if you want some scripts analysis, if there is. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys for your